When you see them do all these interviews and they're making these appearances, it seems sudden to you, but it's not sudden. They're doing a silent campaign right now. Obama showing up on podcasts, Clinton's showing up on The View and all of these daytime shows. You have Skamala doing her book tour. This is all meticulous. I, I want you to know it's not random. But back to Obama, because he doesn't get enough heat, his administration don't get enough heat as they should. Before it was called the Affordable Care Act, it was really called Obamacare. There was a big debacle about it calling it Obamacare versus Affordable Care Act. To be fair, every presidency they have a big shiny sort of like token, right, for their presidency. If you look at every president, they have something shiny, almost like a signature pin that they have to leave back, and it's supposed to be their legacy. With Obama, it's the Affordable Care Act, but it was previously known as Obamacare. I know majority of the people, the older people, and majority of the Caribbean people, they know it as Obamacare. But besides Obamacare literally destroying the healthcare system bit by bit, a lot of the things that people don't understand when it comes to Obama and his administration is Obama is a smooth talker. He has cadence. He knows how to speak well. He comes off very approachable. He comes off as a father figure. We were hoodwinked with this guy, guys. Unfortunately, what a lot of people didn't understand back then, that I think a lot of people are starting to understand now, is we have a culture in America. There's a culture, not all of Americans, but there's a culture that really responds well to connection, really responds well to empathy, really responds well to tone and delivery, really responds well to everything gushy, feelings and emotions. They drive that. And unfortunately, that is what, if you're a type of candidate and you are able to tap into that, you could be selling them doo-doo and they will take it. So some of the biggest things that are affecting the Americans right now that they probably don't know really started under the Obama administration. One of them being, it was something called the Smith-Mundt Act. And what that was, he made provisions to it where he basically gave free range for the FBI and the CIA to push propaganda lies again, because prior to that, they had to stop it. He promised the troops to come home. Now, this is a big sour thing in the military because he campaigned on it, he promised it, he slick talked it, and at the same time, while he was slick talking, I'm going to bring the troops home, behind the scenes, he was starting other wars. I want you guys to look into somebody named Gaddafi. So that was a big sore, because that was one of the things that back in 2008 that he campaigned on, that he was going to bring the troops home. The troops didn't really come home. When they did come home, they didn't come back the same, because the troops couldn't tell us, bro, we went into war for nothing. Might I add, the market had crashed. 2008, 2009, the market had crashed. Officially 2009, 2010, right? Somewhere around there. People lost their assets, people lost their real estate, people lost their jobs, people lost their homes, people lost their 401ks, people lost like their pensions tanked. A lot of things besides the real estate had tanked around that time. Then we had the thing with Manning. I forgot what first name was, but his last name was Manning, and he basically was the whistleblower on the war crimes. The Obama administration, boy, they went after that. Because how dare you tell the American citizens that there's war crimes happening, and Americans and America knew but just looked the other way. Probably participated in it. Then there was this thing called the NSA leak. This was the biggest thing of what's impacting us right now. Why? Because the NSA leak, which didn't make sense, because you have to be the best and the brightest to work at the NSA. What you mean y'all had a leak? How did this leak happen? Who allowed this leak? Around this time when they were implementing Obamacare for people to sign up, you demanded that everybody sign up, even if they didn't have health care. And even if you didn't want health care, then you turned around and you taxed American citizens who said, listen, I don't need the health care insurance. I could do my own little thing. And you tax them. You basically fine them for not having health care. So that was another thing. The Obamacare website for weeks was crashing. The site was crashing. So on top of that, on top of the NSA leaks, there was a big push for cyber crime, cyber security, cyber security. I want y'all to go and research that all over the media. There was a push for technology. There was a push for innovation. Around this time, how did they backdoor the citizens to spy on them? Because basically the NSA leaks just showed that y'all was doing it. But y'all needed to button that back up because it was unlayering it was just unlayering a cannon. So then you push technology innovation. They push, under his administration, they push a bridge between technology and innovation. Then they push, oh, well, we need to get ahead of this cybersecurity. No, what they wanted to get ahead was the internet, because in his second term, I think they found out after the fact how the internet was a unregulated market. It was unregulated. And so they needed a way to kind of regulate that on top of, they really wanted to spy on Americans, which they already had did, and NSA proved it. But they needed to button that up. So there was an executive bill that he signed, and he basically went to the tech oligarchs to ask them for help in exchange to get information off the American people. And so that was the boom with the tech oligarchs. So when you see tech companies backing any presidency, it got nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. It has everything to do with how can I keep the power that was given to me, because they can't take it back now. It's the same thing with this Affordable Care. You obliterated the healthcare industry, and now the time is up, and now you're all of a sudden you're pushing for healthcare for American citizens. Why? Don't forget, these are the same people that are going after RFK right now. If you really care about the healthcare, why do y'all put up a wall every time this man try to do something? I need y'all to start thinking. So this Obama trail, whatever silent campaign he is on, Kamala is on, the Clinton is on, and anyone else that had fully started this divide amongst Americans, I can promise you right now it's not black versus white. I promise you.